Hello, everyone. And I know others are coming in. I'm doing a test phase here. Thank you so much for being on. I'm trying to get some cameras right. If you come on, let me know that you're there. Say something as we discuss today's market. As we discuss today's market, I was on for a moment earlier um, to talk about a couple things that certain individuals has been sending me questions about, and I wanted to make sure that I clarified their questions, the questions that they had. Number one, they had a question about dividends. What are dividends, and how is it paid? How is it paid? When is it paid? That's the number one question they had. Then number two, a whole lot of people had questions about um, the earnings report that I usually put up on the Facebook page on Mondays. So they had questions about the earnings report. If you are watching me live on Facebook, um, I'm asking that you go over there um, so that we can communicate on the so you can communicate with me on the other page, on the YouTube channel, that is, so that everyone can see your questions. And so I won't have to answer the questions multiple times. I'll try not to. If someone asks a question that I've answered, I will simply say to go back and listen to the recording so that I'm not repeating myself. It is not my intention to be on long at all tonight. For those of you who have seen the earnings call for today, hey Leo, good to see you. That you've seen the earnings call report for today, and then looking at as I go and look at the market, well, it wasn't all of that bad today. It wasn't too bad. And for those of you who as of lately has been hey Marcus, um noticing that the market hasn't been all of that great either. So that's normal for what is going on. So what a whole lot of people has done, a whole lot of people has done is they have went and not changed, but sold some of their stocks. They've sold some of their stocks because of the fact that the market was down or is down. But trust me, it is going back up. It is going back up. So you've got to hold. Being that the market is down, it is a good time now to buy low. As a matter of fact, it's a great time to buy low and hold. Now, I'll be honest with you, in my personal opinion, I think that um, probably until right around the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's, the market is going to to level off. Now, what do I mean by that level off? I mean that it's not going to go so high because we don't know what January 1st is going to bring. Bring. It's not going to be. It's not going to drop low. We don't know what's going to happen. That's on the one hand. And on the other hand, we know it's mid-year in the political arena. In politics, it's mid-year in politics. So there's a lot of open positions in the political arena going on. There's a lot of governors that are running. There's a lot of congressmen, congresspersons that are running. And then there's a lot of senators that are running. And then, of course, um, that's at every level. That's at every level. And so at the federal level, it's very important at the federal level, because at the federal level it really affects the stock market, and so we've got to be mindful of that. All right. So the first thing that I want to do, as I said earlier, and then I recorded something earlier, and then I deleted it because I was outside and it started raining, so I deleted it and said I'd do it again. All right. And then I've answered this question before. It's on one of the previous recordings. And so you probably, for those of you who are not new on this, you've heard this before. And what I want to talk about is dividends. Dividends. Yes, it is good to go and find the stocks that pays dividends. Well, why do you say that? Why do you say that? Find the stock that pays dividends, because that way you're going to be making money two ways off of those stocks that pays dividends. You're going to be making money when the stock goes up, as well as you're going to be making money when the stock pays out its dividends. All right, you're gonna make money when the stock pays out its dividends, and then most of them pays out dividends during around the time of their earnings call. All right, and so we've got to be mindful of that. That those that pays dividends and their earnings call, for example, the earnings report that I put up on the page, and then they have earnings call every 90 days for the most part. Every 90 days for the most part, those stocks will pay dividends during that time. Okay, so we're going to talk about, I'm going to name a few. And for those of you who are on and watching, if you know of some others that I don't mention that pays dividends, then certainly you are more than welcome to put it in the chat. Put it in the chat so that we will know the ones that you're talking about that pays dividends. The stocks that you're talking about that pays dividends. Okay, so let's do it like that. We want to help each other out. And then, like I said, there's a lot of people that are not on as of yet, but will watch the replay of this. And then I know that a lot of people does that. What they do, they're not on live. But they turn around and watch the replay, and that's fine, and that's fine. So they can certainly do it like that. They're more than welcome to do it like that if that's what they want to do. Okay, so let me get back to the. I want to get back to the dividends. To naming some of the stocks that pays dividends. Let's talk about some of those that pays dividends. All right, the first one that I want to talk about is, if I can find a way to make this thing stand. Let's try this side. The first one I want to talk about is called this microphone. All right, AT&T. AT&T pays dividends. AT&T pays dividends as of, and I'm going to go to, so some of you can follow along. I'm going to go to AT&T because as of yesterday, AT&T was at $18.46, and they lost 22 cents today. So they closed today at $18.24. That's what they closed with today, $18.24, because they lost 22 cents during the market and 2 cents after closing for a total of 24 cents. So they closed at 18.24. When yesterday they were 18.46. And so, but AT&T, they do pay 8.63% in dividends. So if you want to grab that, see now let me if you have, even if you had the stock for one day, when they pay out is their dividends, you're entitled to some of that dividend. So if you purchase a stock and then you sell it before they pay out the dividends, when they do pay out their dividends, you're going to get your portion because of the fact that you, at some period during the 90-day period, you in fact had owned some of the stock. Now you do have to own the stock to make money off the stock, first of all, as well as to be paid dividends from the stock. You do have to own the stock. So it's not like day trading, in which that's a whole other conversation we'll get to in just a second. Another one that pays dividends, is Verizon. Verizon pays dividends. Verizon pays dividends. Verizon is at, today they close at $37.41 because they lost 31 cents today during the market, but gained 5 cents after market. Because on last Friday they closed at 37.80, but today 37.41. They lost some money. All right. And they do pay dividends. They do pay dividends of 6.80%. And that $37.80 for Verizon, or $18.46 for AT&T. Both of those are inexpensive stocks, so I would buy both of either one of those, particularly AT&T, with the dividends of 8.63%. Now Verizon is 6.80%. So AT&T pays more than Verizon when it comes to dividends. They pay more than Verizon. So please understand that. All right. And then the next one is INTC. I didn't record the name, so I've got to look it up. INTC. INTC is called Intel. Intel, they closed today at $28.46. As of last Friday, they were at $29.30. They lost 63 cents today during the market. And I know you're hearing me saying about all of these losses. That's a good time to purchase puts, day trading puts, because remember, and I know that's a whole other conversation. I'm not going to get too deep into that to lose anybody. But just let me just say this: you can make money on the market whether the market is red or green. In other words, whether the market is up or down. You can make money either way by making a bet against the market that a particular stock will go in one way or another. Now, please let me say this to you: research your stocks. I don't want anybody to just go off of what I say. I'm giving you some heads up or some advice, if I want to put it like that. But when you open up the particular stock, read about it, research about it, and then make your decision. Read about it, research about it, and make your decision. Do it like that. That way, you will be able to, make your own decision based upon what you have learned from the stock, and not just what I said. I'm just giving you some advice, and these, most of them are very useful with me. For me, that is. All right, now we just talked about Intel, and then I don't know if I told you, but Intel pays dividends of 4.96%. 4.96%. That's pretty good, because when the stock goes up, you're going to make money. And when the stock pays out their dividends, you're going to make money. So please understand that. So even if you don't make money from the stock going up constantly, you are going to make money from when they pay out their dividends. Any stock that you own that has dividends. All right, the next one that pays out dividends, I have a list of them here. The next one that pays out dividends is called, and these things are, all right, is BAC. I think that's is Bank of America. Bank of America, inexpensive stock that was worth $36.25 as of last Friday. They lost 13 cents today, so they closed at $36.08, and then they gained 3 cents after market. Now that gaining 3 cents after market could probably mean it's going to do well tomorrow. Not for sure, because Tuesday market's not usually good on Tuesdays. And then Bank of America pays 2.35% in dividends. Bank of America pays 2.35% in dividends. So that's a good one to have. And then of course, Bank of America is a stock that is a slow growth stock. It grows, but it grows slowly. Um, 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 but some money is better than no money. Am I making sense? Some money is better than no money. It's better than no money. Now, let me say that again. Here's an example that I always use. You can put your money into a bank or a credit union. They're not going to give you a whole lot of interest rate on your money, like investing your money. Let me put it like that. And I'm not saying, I mostly talk Robinhood, but I have a whole lot of other investments. I have a whole lot of other investment in not just Robinhood. But my point is to invest your money. There's all 401k. There is Fidelity. There's investments. You're going to get a higher return on your money. Annuities, than you will just putting your money in the bank. And I keep saying that. I think every recording that you listen to me, I'm saying the same thing in all of them, because remember, the stock market is open on an average of 263 trading days per year. So even if you make $1 a day, that's $263. What bank do you know that's going to give you $263 in interest on whatever money you have in the bank, unless you have millions of dollars? Unless you have millions of dollars in the bank, you're going to get enough money in interest that probably you could do something with the money you make off of interest, buy a car, pay off for a car. Depending on your age, you can live off the interest, but for the most part, you won't be able to do that for the most part. But when you invest your money on the market, for example, if you invest your money, you can make $263 a year, even if you make $1. If you make $1 a day on the market, it will be $263. Let's get back to dividends. The next stock that I want to talk about that pays dividends is Coca-Cola. Is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is the code for it, or the ticker for it is KO. Currently, they're at $59.93 because they lost 88 cents today during the market. They lost 88 cents during the market, and then they gained 5 cents after market and closed at $59.93. They do pay dividends of 2.86%. They do pay dividends. So all of these are stocks, even if you made no money from it, if you own the stock, you're going to be paid the dividends. And and of course, I'm rather transparent. For the most part, I'm rather transparent. The other day, which was last Friday, when I got paid a lot of dividends. I got paid a lot of dividends last Friday from all of my stocks, and it was over $1,018 and some change, just on the dividends from all of the different stocks, just not just one now, from all of them. I was deposited. It was deposited into my Robinhood account, $1,018 and some change. All right, so that's just off of dividends. So the more stocks you own that pays dividends, when those dividends pay out, you're going to make that money. All right. Maybe you have lost some money because, for example, like I just said, Coca-Cola went down. Last Friday it was $60.70 per share. And then today it closed at $59.93 per share because they lost 88 cents today during the market, but gained 5 cents after market and closed at $59.93. So they lost some money, but guess what? And don't forget, for every share that you own, you're going to get paid that dividend for each share. You're going to get paid that dividend for each share. All right. So it's not just, oh, I'm getting the dividend because I own no, it's for each share. For each share. That $2, it's that 2.86% for Coca-Cola, for example, for each share that you have. And that's why I got what I got the other day. The next one that pays dividend is called let's go to IBM. IBM pays dividends. If you look at IBM, for those of you who are following me, IBM closed at $138.52 last Friday, and then today they closed at $138.30 because they lost 17 cents during the market and 4 cents after market. And so they closed at $138.30 today. All right. It's not a cheap stock. All right. But 4.75. And for those of you who, I don't know if y'all can see, you can't see that. If you have your apps open, you need to look under stats. If you scroll up and then look under stats, and you will see where it says DIV/yield. That's how you can tell whether a stock pays dividends or not. That's how you can tell if a stock pays dividends or not. And I do want to finish this tonight. I got about 20 more minutes or so, because then when I come on again tomorrow or whenever again, I'm not going to talk too much about dividends because I'm doing all of that tonight. All right. And then if you have your questions, certainly you may send them to me. Send me your questions, and then I'll answer your question. Next one is CSCD, which is Vanguard Consumer Staples. That they pay dividends. I'm not the right one. That's not the right. That's not what CSCO, I'm sorry, CSCO, uh, CSCO, Cisco Systems. Cisco Systems, they closed at $45.79 as of last Friday. And then of today, they closed at $45.34 because they lost 22 cents today during the market and another 8 cents after market. All right. And so they lost money, but they paid 3.29% in dividends. So you should buy some of those, and so you can get paid the dividends. And then I think the most expensive one I've called so far is IBM at $138.52. When I purchase stocks, and I've told you all this before, to try them out, I do a lot of trial and errors. I purchase them in bulks of either 5, 10, 15, or 20, or whatever the case may be. And then I'll turn around. If it's doing well, I'll buy either, if I purchase five, and then I'll turn around and buy five more and five more. And I'll do it like that. And then if it's not too expensive, like this next one I'm about to go to, I think last night, I'll see how I did today, but I think last night I bought 10 of those because it's only $8.10 per share. So the next one is AGNC, which is AGNC, which is AGNC an investment, $8.28 a share. They closed last Friday at $8.10 a share. So they went up 3 cents today during the market, and then they went up another 7 cents after market, makes it a total of 10 cents today market. So they closed at $8.28 a share. It's an investment company. It is inexpensive. And if you look at it over the past week, over the past month, that is, it has gained money. It's gained money over the past month. And it's a slow growth stock. But guess what? If you look at the dividend, they pay 17.60% in dividends. They pay 17.60% in dividends. So if you buy 10 of those, what will that be, like $80.80 for 10 of them? And then that's a stock that pretty much is a slow growth stock. So you're probably going to always make money there from the from the purchase of the stock. And then you're going to always make money, a lot of money, on the dividends. So I think I'm going to check today and make sure that mine process, because I remember doing it last night pretty late, that I bought some of those last night. And then it looks as though it processed last night. All right, so that's a good one to have. AG, what did I say? AGNC. That is a good one to have. That's an investment company. All right. Slow growth, and that's why when you go down to analysis rating, it's only 54%, because it's a slow growth stock. But look at the dividends. And then I know there are some people that stays away from stock that pays dividends because of the fact that they're slow growth. But guess what? Slow growth money is better than no growth, no money, right? Slow growth money is better than no money. Now, let me talk to the country people. I know I got some city folks on here who don't know anything about what I'm getting ready to say. So let me talk to the country people. The country people who knows anything about planting a garden or a field, planting watermelon and cantaloupes and okras and tomatoes, et cetera, et cetera. You when you plant stuff, there's nothing I don't think you expect to come up overnight. You don't plant watermelon on Monday and it comes up on Tuesday, right? And it's slow growth. And I want to stick with the watermelon because that's one of my favorites, right? You want the watermelon, the plant to come up first, and then you want the little blossom to come up on the branches of the watermelon, uh, uh, um, the bush, right, the plants, right, and then when that turns into a watermelon, you don't pick it as soon as you see a small watermelon. You want it to slowly grow until it's big. Am I right? You want it to grow until it's big. Now it's a big watermelon, and it's harvest time now. Same thing with cantaloupes, same thing with cucumbers, um, tomatoes, they're slow growth, but the fact of the matter is that they're going to grow, and then it's harvest time. It's harvest time. But you can't do that with the banks. You can't do that with the banks because I'll use an example. I think I got one or two more of dividends, but I'm pretty much finished. Walgreens and another one. You can't do that with the bank because let me give you an example. If you have, I'm gonna just use $100,000. If you put $100,000 in the bank uses your money to lend a loan or borrow whatever part of the country you're from, is what you're gonna say. Other people money, um, Leo, Marcus. The Marcus wants to buy a new car, and I have $100,000 in the bank, and Marcus is going to go and say, "Hey, I want to buy a new car, and that car cost me $50,000." Well, Marcus, the bank is going to loan you $50,000 from my money that I have in their bank, right? And when they loan you, when they loan you $50,000 from my money, depending on the interest rate that you have, they're going to make money, APR, they're going to make money. So you borrowed 50,000. So depending on the interest rate, you probably going to pay somewhere around $58,000 to $65,000 back on that 50,000. But how much is McKinsey going to make from them lending you my money? About $3 or $4 a year. But they made between $8,000 and $13,000. Am I making sense? And so you don't want that. So you want more than that. So you want to put your money into an investment, invest it somehow where the return is better than if a bank would loan or borrow you money, or borrow somebody else your money. In other words, right? So I know there's a lot of people, they're taking their money, they're having their money deposit into a bank, a credit union, or lending institution from their employer, right? And then they say, "Hey, I'm going to put up $100 of every pay period, or $200 every pay period," whatever the case may be. But that you're saving the money, but you want your money to make money for you. You just don't know, because if you just put it in the bank and you don't want it to make money for you, why don't you just take it out the bank and put it underneath your mattress in the house, or buy a safe and put it in the house if you don't want it to make money for you? But you want your money to make money for you. So put it in a place where it's going to make more money for you rather than a little bit of money, right? All right, let me get back to these couple of dividend stocks. The next one is MO. The next one is MO, and that stands for, let's see, that stands for, am I doing that right? MO, I don't think that's right. No, because that's a Bitcoin, and I don't deal with those at all. So let me go to EPD. Let's go to EPD. EPD's Enterprise Products. They close Friday with $24.84 per share. And then today they closed at $25.19 per share because they gained 41 cents per share today. And then they paid big dividends of 7.47%. All right, so that $25.19 per share, you can get some of that, 5 or 10 of that. 5 or 10 is only $25. You can get $100 worth of that, 5 or 10, and then look at the dividend you're going to get though, because it's 7.47% dividend. So you're going to make that money, and then that stock over the past week, over the past month, it has grown, and over the past 3 months, it has only lost $1.32. So that's not too bad. Enterprise product is not a bad one to have. And then it's a holding company which engages in the production and trade of natural gas and petrochemicals. It operates through the following segments: NGL pipelines and crude oils, natural gas pipelines, and petrochemicals and refined product services. So that's what that is, and it's going to make money slowly. Now, when the market changes around after the election, I don't expect for anything major to happen until after the election. When the market changes around, when you get these inexpensive stocks, you want to watch them grow. So buy low and hold. Buy low and hold. And then, of course, I think the last one, let's see, I think I have two more. The next one is Walgreens. I think everyone, you should know what Walgreens is, right? You should know Walgreens, the drugstore Walgreens. The ticker is WBA. Closed last Friday at $36.65, and they closed today at $36.58 because they lost a nickel, 5 cents during the market, and then they gained 5 cents after market. So they closed today at $36.58 today. And so, and then, like I said, they do pay dividends, of 5.23%. 5.23%. Walgreens, $36.65 per share. These are dividend stocks we're talking about now. There are so many others, but I'm just talking to you about a few. And then if anybody wants to, we can do the same thing again next week. We can talk about some more. The last one I want to talk about is called CHS. This is a good one. CHS, which is Chico's FAS. They're only $5.81 per share. They do pay dividends. They do pay dividends of no, I'm sorry, they do not pay dividends. They do not pay dividends. But it's a slow growth stock, but it's growing. It's inexpensive and it's going to grow. So if I were you, I would jump in on that. All right. Because it's only $5.81 per share, but no dividends on that one. All right. I think that is it. Realty Income. I think there's Realty Income. I think that was one of them too. Let me see. Realty. Realty Income, which the ticker is O. The ticker is Oscar, the letter O. They closed today at, they closed last Friday at $62.26, and they closed today at $62.27 because they gained 27 cents today during the market, but lost 6 cents after market. So they closed at $62.27, and they pay 4.7 4.74% on dividends. They do pay dividends, and then it's not a bad one for $62.26. All right, so all of those that I mentioned, they do pay dividends. They do pay dividends. So you want to make sure that you look into those that pays dividends. All right, and of course, we know there's a list that I posted on the Facebook page of the earnings whispers for this week, and it's a whole lot of them this week. So if you can, uh, um, um, if you look at them, you can use the list for two reasons: either to purchase the stock, and you want to purchase them. Look at the list, and if it's not expensive, and the stock has done well over the past 3 months or whatever the case may be, you want to purchase it. That's one reason. Another reason, because most of those on the earnings report pays dividends. All right, and so when they have their earnings calls, they will pay out dividends to everyone. All right. Okay. All right. I think that is it. So I will be back on tomorrow night, probably the same time, somewhere around 7 o'clock p.m. after going over some stuff. All right. All right. There's a lot of good dividends. Let me see if I can go to it real fast. There's a lot of good not dividend earnings calls. There's a lot of good earnings call for this week. So if you look at the earnings call, um, all right, if you look at the earnings call report for which I have on the page, if you look at the earnings call report for this week, there's a lot of them there. And then tomorrow, for example, um, to name a few, Uber, Pfizer, you know, the one that made the virus, I mean the vaccine for coronavirus. Pfizer's earnings call is tomorrow. AMD earnings call is tomorrow. Uber, BP, the gas station, BP is tomorrow. Toyota is tomorrow. Chesapeake is tomorrow, and then Energy Transfer is tomorrow. Airbnb, they're tomorrow, and I'm just naming a few of them, but there's a whole lot of others tomorrow. There's a whole lot of other earnings call tomorrow. So please be mindful of that. Please be mindful that there's a lot of other earnings call tomorrow. So look at the list, and then if I were you, I would go over some of those on the list and see if it's worth purchasing, or if it's worth day trading with, either one way or the other, either day trading with a call or a put, based upon the how it has been doing over the past 3 months. All right. I think it's 8 o'clock. I think my time is up now. That's about 45 minutes. I don't know. Once again, if anyone have any questions, DM me if you have questions. And then certainly I will answer your questions. And then we'll be back on tomorrow night. Same time, same place. We'll be back on tomorrow night. Thank you again for joining me on Stock Live with Tim. I'm Tim McKenzie. Peace.